The rain pounded against the stained glass windows of St. Patrick's Cathedral as I stood at the altar, clutching Jordan's urn like a lifeline, her family's icy glares burning holes through my black veil. "You're nothing but a gold-digging fraud," her mother hissed in my ear during the eulogy, her voice laced with venom that echoed through the hushed crowd. In that moment, as the organ wailed its mournful tune, I vowed silently, they would pay for erasing our love, but my revenge would be as invisible as the tears I swallowed. In the heart of Manhattan, where skyscrapers pierced the sky like ambitious dreams, Sienna Thompson had built a life far from the dusty roads of her Midwestern hometown. She was 32, with sharp green eyes that could disarm a room and a laugh that lit up the dimmest dive bars. Jordan Hayes, her wife of 5 years, was the een to her young. A poised heiress from old money, her family's fortune rooted in real estate empires that spanned from the Upper East Side to the Hamptons. Their love story began in a crowded coffee shop on Bleecker Street, where Jordan spilled her latte on Sienna's laptop, sparking apologies that turned into late-night talks about art, equality, and the quiet rebellions of the heart. But now Jordan was gone. A sudden aneurysm at 34, snatched away during a routine jog in Central Park. The funeral was a spectacle of New York elite, suits from Wall Street, pearls from Fifth Avenue society, yet Sienna felt like an intruder in her own grief. As the service ended, Jordan's mother, Evelyn Hayes, a formidable woman in her 60s with a face etched by years of boardroom battles, pulled Sienna aside in the vestibule. "You think you can waltz in here and claim what's ours?" Evelyn's voice was a low growl, her manicured nails digging into Sienna's arm. "Jordan was confused, manipulated by you. You're no wife, you're a parasite." Sienna recoiled, her chest tightening. "Evelyn, please. Jordan loved me. We built a life together. Our apartment in Chelsea, our dreams of adopting." Evelyn's laugh was bitter. "Dreams? You mean our money funding your little artist's loft? The will's clear. Everything goes to family. Blood family." The words hit like a subway train. Jordan had promised Sienna security, a shared future. But as lawyers descended, it became evident. The Hayes family had contested the marriage, citing undue influence. Sienna was painted as the opportunist, the small-town girl who seduced the heiress for her wealth. Whispers rippled through the crowd, gold digger they called her. Even Jordan's brother Marcus, once an ally, averted his eyes. That night, alone in their empty apartment overlooking the Hudson, Sienna sifted through Jordan's belongings. A hidden journal caught her eye, tucked in a drawer amid love letters and ticket stubs from Broadway shows. Entries spoke of family pressures, secret arguments. "Mom threatens to cut me off if I don't leave Sienna," one page read. "But how can I? She's my everything." Tears blurred the ink. Sienna's resolve hardened. She wouldn't sue publicly. That would feed the tabloids, tarnish Jordan's memory. No, her fight would be covert. A shadow war in the city's underbelly of secrets. The next morning, Sienna met with Lena, her best friend and a sharp-eyed journalist at the New York Times. Over bagels in a bustling diner on 42nd Street, Lena listened, her brow furrowed. "This reeks of homophobia wrapped in greed," Lena said, sipping black coffee. "The Hayes are old-school conservatives. They never accepted your marriage, even after Obergefell." Sienna nodded, her voice steady. "I need dirt, Lena. Something to leverage without dragging Jordan's name through the mud." Lena promised to dig. Meanwhile, Sienna returned to her job at a non-profit art gallery in Soho, where colors and canvases offered fleeting escape. But whispers followed her there too, colleagues side-eyeing, donors pulling back. Isolation crept in, a drama unfolding in quiet moments. Late-night walks through Times Square's neon glow, memories of Jordan's hand in hers. Then came the betrayal. Marcus called, his voice strained. "Sienna, meet me at the family estate in the Hamptons. We need to talk." Hope flickered. Perhaps he was on her side. Driving out in Jordan's old convertible, the wind whipping her hair, Sienna imagined reconciliation. But at the sprawling mansion by the sea, Marcus waited with Evelyn and a team of lawyers. "We're offering a settlement," Evelyn announced coldly. $1 million. Sign away your claims and disappear." Sienna's heart sank. This isn't about money. It's about honoring Jordan. Marcus shifted uncomfortably. "Sienna, I told them about your past. The loans you took, the struggles before Jordan. It looks bad. Betrayal stung like salt in a wound. Marcus, whom Jordan adored, had turned informant. You were supposed to be family, Sienna whispered, storming out. Back in the city, rage fueled her. She began her secret campaign. Anonymous tips to Lena about the Hayes' shady business dealings. Tax evasions hinted in Jordan's journal. Lena's articles started small, probing pieces on real estate moguls skirting laws. As weeks passed, Sienna found solace in unexpected places. At a support group for LGBTQ widows in Greenwich Village, she met Sarah, a kind-hearted therapist with warm brown eyes and a story of her own lost love. Their conversations over coffee turned into walks in Washington Square Park, where autumn leaves crunched underfoot. You're strong, Sarah said one evening, as the sun dipped behind NYU's buildings. But you don't have to fight alone. Sienna hesitated, the spark of new connection both thrilling and terrifying. Was it too soon? Yet in Sarah's presence, the drama of loss felt less suffocating. But the haze struck back. A private investigator tailed Sienna, photos surfacing of her with Sarah. See? Moving on already. Evelyn sneered in a leaked email that found its way to Sienna's inbox. The media frenzy began, tabloids branding her a heartless opportunist. High drama ensued at a charity gala in the Metropolitan Museum. Evelyn confronted Sienna amid glittering gowns and champagne flutes. You'll never win, Evelyn spat. Jordan's legacy is ours. Sienna smiled faintly. Legacy isn't money, Evelyn. It's love. As she walked away, her phone buzzed. Lena's breakthrough. Evidence of the Hayes' involvement in a fraudulent land deal. Buried in public records. The fight was just beginning. Winter gripped New York like a vice, snow blanketing Central Park in a deceptive peace. Sienna paced her apartment, the walls echoing with memories of Jordan's laughter during holiday parties. The journal had revealed more. Coded entries about family secrets. A hidden safe in the Hamptons estate. If they knew about Dad's affair. One line hinted. Driven by emotion, Sienna enlisted an old college friend, Riley, a tech whiz from Brooklyn. Over pizza in a cramped Bushwick loft, Riley hacked into public databases, uncovering threads of the Hayes empire. Look at this, Riley said, pointing to her screen. Offshore accounts. Evelyn's been siphoning funds. Sienna's pulse raced. This was ammunition. But using it meant crossing lines, ethical, legal. The romance of her life with Jordan flashed. Stolen kisses in rainy alleys, weekends in Cape Cod, whispering dreams under starlit skies. Meanwhile, Sarah became a beacon. Their dates were tentative, dinners in cozy Italian spots on the Lower East Side, sharing stories of heartbreak. I lost my partner to cancer 2 years ago, Sarah confessed one night, her hand brushing Sienna's. It feels like starting over in a world that doesn't understand. Sienna leaned in, their foreheads touching. With you it feels possible. But drama lurked. Marcus, guilt-ridden, reached out secretly. Meeting in a shadowy bar in Hell's Kitchen, he confessed. I didn't want to betray you. Mom forced my hand. There's more. Jordan left a codicil to the will, hidden. Hope searched. Where? In the safe. Codes our childhood dog's name. Baxter. Sienna's mind whirled. Infiltrating the estate? Risky but necessary. Under cover of a stormy night, she drove out, heart pounding like thunder. Slipping past security with Riley's gadgetry. A jammed camera here, a looped feed there, she entered the study. The safe yielded an envelope. Jordan's handwritten note. To my love, Sienna. If they're fighting you, use this. Proof of their corruption. But forgive them for me. Tears flowed. Jordan had anticipated the betrayal. Her love a shield from beyond. Back in the city, Sienna shared with Lena, who wove it into investigative pieces. Headlines blared. Hayes' empire under scrutiny. Evelyn panicked, calling Sienna. What do you want? Recognition, Sienna replied calmly. Admit our marriage was real. Give what's mine. Silence, then venom. Never. The conflict escalated. At a family mediation in a sterile Midtown office, lawyers clashed. Evelyn accused Sienna of forgery. Marcus wavered, his eyes pleading. In the midst, Sarah's support deepened. A romantic evening in her cozy Brooklyn brownstone. Candlelight flickering, they shared a kiss, soft, healing. I'm falling for you, Sarah whispered. Sienna's heart swelled but guilt nagged. Was this dishonoring Jordan? The emotional turmoil peaked during a solitary walk in Prospect Park, where she screamed into the void, releasing pent-up pain. Then the twist. Riley uncovered Evelyn's own secret. A long-ago affair, mirroring the one in Jordan's journal. Humanizing the monster, it explained her bitterness. Sienna confronted Evelyn privately at a cafe in Gramercy Park. I know about the affair. Jordan did too. She forgave you. Evelyn's facade cracked, tears welling. I loved her father, but mistakes. In that vulnerability, drama shifted to empathy. We're both hurting, Sienna said. Let's end this. But betrayal struck again. Marcus, fearing ruin, leaked Sienna's plans to the press. Paparazzi swarmed her gallery opening. Shouts of gold diggers' revenge echoing. Humiliated, Sienna retreated to Sarah's arms. I can't do this alone. You're not, Sarah assured. As spring thawed the city, Sienna plotted her final move. A public letter in Lena's column, exposing not corruption but love. Jordan's story is one of acceptance, it read. The response was overwhelming. Support from LGBTQ communities, protests outside Hayes' offices. The pressure mounted. Evelyn called a truce. Summer's heat wave turned New York into a sauna, steam rising from sidewalks as Sienna navigated the chaos of her unraveling life. The public letter had backfired in ways. While allies rallied, detractors amplified. Online trolls branded her a vengeful lesbian. Hashtags like Hayes Air scandal trending. Yet amid the drama, a quiet romance blossomed with Sarah. Picnics in Battery Park, ferry rides to Staten Island, moments stolen from the storm. You make me believe in second chances, Sienna said as waves lapped the shore. Sarah smiled, her fingers intertwining. Love isn't linear. It's a mosaic of broken pieces. But the Hayes weren't done. Evelyn, cornered, sued for defamation, dragging Sienna into courtrooms in Lower Manhattan. The trial was a spectacle. Witnesses testifying to Jordan's confusion. Photos of Sienna's modest background contrasted with Hayes' opulence. On the stand, Sienna's voice trembled. I loved Jordan for her soul, not her status. We fought for our rights, marched in pride parades, volunteered at shelters. That was us. The judge, a stern woman with a rainbow pin hidden under her robe, listened intently. Marcus, called as a witness, broke ranks. Sienna was family, he admitted, tears streaming. I was wrong to betray her. Gasps filled the room. Evelyn's face paled, the weight of her son's words cracking her resolve. Post-trial, in the courthouse steps glare, reporters swarmed. Sienna held her ground. This isn't about winning. It's about truth. Back home, exhaustion hit. Sarah nursed her with soup and stories, their bond deepening into something profound. A weekend getaway to the Catskills offered respite, hiking trails, stargazing by a campfire. Imagine a future here, Sarah mused. Sienna's heart ached with possibility, but Jordan's ghost lingered. In a journal of her own, Sienna wrote, Forgive me, love. I'm healing. The climax brewed when Lena uncovered the ultimate secret. Jordan's aneurysm wasn't random. Family stress, Evelyn's ultimatums, had exacerbated her condition. Medical records showed high blood pressure from arguments. Armed with this, Sienna met Evelyn in Central Park's Bethesda Terrace, fountains murmuring like confessions. You pushed her too hard, Sienna said softly. Your disapproval killed her. Evelyn collapsed on a bench, sobbing. I thought I was protecting her. From you, from everything. Humanity emerged in shared grief. She loved you too, Sienna offered. We can honor her together. The turning point. Evelyn dropped the suit, agreeing to mediation. In a wood-paneled room overlooking Times Square, terms were set. Sienna received her share, but more. A foundation in Jordan's name for LGBTQ youth. Yet betrayals echo. Sarah confessed a doubt. This fight, it's consuming you. Am I just a rebound? Sienna's world tilted. No, you're my light. Emotional reconciliation followed. A tearful talk in a rainy cafe, vows to communicate. Their love, forged in fire, strengthened. As fall painted the city in oranges and reds, Sienna visited Jordan's grave in Woodlawn Cemetery. "I fought for us," she whispered, placing flowers. The drama waned, leaving space for healing. Marcus reconciled, inviting Sienna to family dinners. Evelyn softened, shared old photos of Jordan as a child. In this tapestry of pain and redemption, Sienna found peace. Love, she realized, transcended loss, romantic, familial, human. The crisp air of Thanksgiving carried sense of turkey and tension as Sienna approached the Hayes Hamptons estate for the first time since the funeral. Invited by Marcus, it was a tentative olive branch. Sarah accompanied, her hand squeezing Sienna's in the car. "This could be good," Sarah encouraged. "Closure." Inside, the house buzzed with relatives, but Evelyn's greeting was stiff. "Welcome," she said, eyes avoiding Sienna's. Dinner unfolded like a scripted drama, small talk masking undercurrents. When toasts turned to Jordan, Evelyn raised her glass. "To my daughter who taught us love knows no bounds." Sienna's throat tightened. Was this genuine? Post-dinner in the library, Evelyn pulled Sienna aside. "I've been thinking about forgiveness." Sienna nodded. "Me too. Jordan would want that." A fragile alliance formed, but not without hiccups. Back in the city, Sienna's gallery thrived. Exhibits on queer love drawing crowds. Sarah's therapy practice intertwined, co-hosting events. Romance deepened. A surprise proposal? No, too soon. Instead, quiet commitments, moving in together in a Brooklyn loft with views of the Manhattan Bridge. But shadows lingered. Anonymous letter arrived. "You destroyed our family." Postmarked from within the Hayes circle? Paranoia set in. Sienna confided in Riley, who traced it to a disgruntled cousin. Minor betrayal, but a reminder of fragility. High emotion peaked at Pride Month. Sienna marched with Sarah, banners waving in the village. Chants of unity echoed their journey. Then the revelation. Evelyn, attending secretly, approached. "I'm proud of you," she said, hugging Sienna awkwardly. Tears flowed. A human victory over prejudice. As Christmas lights twinkled on Fifth Avenue, Sienna reflected. The inheritance, now hers, funded the foundation. Scholarships for queer artists, shelters for at-risk youth. Jordan's legacy alive. With Sarah, love bloomed anew. A New Year's Eve kiss in Times Square. Ball dropping amid cheers sealed it. Yet, in quiet moments, Sienna mourned. Visiting Jordan's urn, now in a memorial park, she whispered, "Thank you for teaching me to fight with heart." The story's arc bent toward hope, conflicts resolving in waves of understanding. Winter returned, a full cycle since Jordan's passing. Sienna and Sarah hosted a holiday party in their new home. Friends mingling with Hayes family members, a blend of worlds. Marcus proposed a toast to new beginnings. Evelyn, softer now, shared a story. Jordan always said Sienna brought color to her life. Laughter eased old wounds. But drama's residue. A health scare for Evelyn, forcing vulnerability. Sienna visited the hospital, holding her hand. "Your family," Sienna said. Recovery brought deeper bonds. Spring saw the foundation's launch gala at MoMA. Celebrities endorsing. Sienna's speech. "Love wins even in loss." Sarah, by her side, whispered, "I'm so proud." Their relationship, romantic and resilient, faced tests. Like Sarah's ex resurfacing, stirring jealousy. Open talks resolved it, strengthening trust. In the end, Sienna's secret fight yielded not revenge but redemption. The gold digger label faded, replaced by warrior of love. Years blurred into a montage of American life. Barbecues in the suburbs, road trips to national parks, quiet evenings with books and wine. Sienna, now 40, looked back on the tumult with a seasoned heart. The Hayes Foundation thrived, impacting thousands. Stories of young lesbians finding solace mirroring her own. Sarah and Sienna married in a simple ceremony in Central Park. Cherry blossoms falling like blessings. Evelyn walked Sienna down the aisle. A poignant nod to reconciliation. "Jordan would approve," Evelyn said, eyes misty. Marcus, best man, joked. From enemies to in-laws, who knew? The honeymoon in Napa Valley was pure romance. Vineyards stretching under sunny skies, toasts to enduring love. But life wasn't without drama. A funding scandal at the foundation. Embezzlement by a trusted aide tested Sienna. Investigations revealed the culprit, a echo of past betrayals. With Sarah's support, Sienna navigated, emerging stronger. "We've been through worse," Sarah reminded. In quieter arcs, they adopted a daughter, Mia, from foster care. A spirited girl with Jordan's eyes, or so Sienna imagined. Family dinners blended old and new, Evelyn doting as grandma. Conflicts arose. Teen rebellions, health worries. But the core remained, love's humanity prevailing. On a milestone anniversary, Sienna and Sarah revisited Bleecker Street's coffee shop. "It started here," Sienna said. Sarah smiled. "And it continues." The story closed on a beach in the Hamptons, waves crashing as Sienna scattered symbolic ashes. Not Jordan's but remnants of pain. "Forgiven," she whispered. In this narrative of drama, emotion and romance, lessons endured. Betrayal forges strength, love heals divides. A personnel tale, deeply American in its pursuit of justice and heart.